So we just got confirmation that The Last of Us Season 2 is coming to HBO Max in April of this year, which is really cool. We got an awesome trailer, but I think the most interesting thing of this whole announcement for me, apart from the cast, was the fact that they have just confirmed that they are splitting the second game into multiple seasons. Now, as I remembered from the beginning of this whole run that they were putting together, they said that they were going to be splitting the second game into 2 seasons. But they do confirm here in this interview that all they're going to say is that it's more than one, is all they're going to say. It just says multiple seasons. So we could be seeing them spin out more than just a couple of seasons off of the second game, which I think is really interesting because there's lots of room for them to go with like the WLF, the Fireflies, and everything that's going on here. So let's just read through this. There's a bunch of press going out this morning, so this is just happens to be the one from Entertainment here from Polygon. It says here there's a trailer. It's really not much. I'm not going to worry about showing it to everybody, but it's basically we've got Caitlin Denver from Booksmart appearing as Abby. Jeffrey Wright is reprising his role as the Washington Liberation Front leader Isaac Dixon from The Last of Us Part 2, as well as Isabella Merced from Alien Romulus, who's playing Dina. And of course, Pedro Pascal as Joe, and Bella Ramsey as Ellie. And it looks here, this original... See, this is the interview I was thinking of. Showrunners Craig Mason and Neil Druckmann confirmed in an interview with GQ UK that the series would adapt The Last of Us Part 2 across multiple seasons. And just a quote here, you have noted correctly that we will not say how many, but we will say that more than one is factually accurate. So they're at least going to be doing 2. That's what I had remembered from the previous. It says here, Last of Us second season will also feature notable changes from its source material. The quote here, as Druckmann says, is that some of the stuff I'm most excited to tell or talk about in part 2 are the changes we've discussed and seeing the story come to life again in this other version. And I think it's exciting because it leans into those feelings you had from the game really heavily in a new way. And I think the most important thing about this for me as a viewer and as someone who loves good storytelling is that with the show being split into multiple seasons, you know, with a game you have to sort of push people in a certain direction. You only have so much room to tell a story because it is a game, and a game, as much as it can have storytelling, and The Last of Us 1 and 2 have great storytelling, they do have a great narrative, there is still an element of gameplay that comes in, which means that the storytelling can only be so big because the rest of it is made up with gameplay. Whereas here, they have the opportunity to tell stories they would have loved to have tell in the games, but they didn't. A good example of this is looking at some of the story arcs they had in the first season, where they had people having greater story arcs than were shown in the game, giving background and giving life to those characters, relationships with those characters that we didn't get to see in the game. So I'm a big fan of everything that's coming in the pipeline for this. I will, of course, be watching this. We're going to be reviewing this over on the other channel. But also, I just started a Last of Us Part 2 remastered playthrough on the PS5. I think 3 days ago. We're only a few sessions in. It's not a mainstream game. It's kind of one of these cozy streams that everybody doing once in a while in the evenings. So hopefully we'll see you when those happen. But in the meantime, daily streams generally happen at around 6 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Twitch. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, happy gaming, and go watch Season 1 if you haven't already watched Season 1 of The Last of Us.